YouTube, welcome to my channel. I'm Bella and today I'm going to be reviewing season 12 of Doctor Who, episode 4, Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror. What I really like about 13th Doctor's run in total is the fact that they've done a lot of really good historical episodes. It hasn't been forced, it's felt complete and really does those historical figures and characters justice. This episode did that for both Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla, and it was absolutely brilliant. Even if it did feel like we were taking the Spider Queen and morphing her into a Scorpion Queen, I don't care. She wasn't important. Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla most definitely were important because it highlighted the similarities and the differences. Thomas Edison is commonly associated with invented electricity when actually he's just direct current is his big thing. Tesla is the Tesla coil and alternating current, and also Wi-Fi and having the ideas and theories for the modern age is very much Nikola Tesla's forte. He's a Serbian American immigrant, and that is really important. Thomas Edison was a much better businessman. He was really good at patenting these ideas, so he collected inventors and then basically sold them to the world. Nikola Tesla's ideas became the world. There is a difference between selling something and then having an idea that becomes the world, like Wi-Fi and YouTube and X-rays and all sorts of things, death rays. The list is endless with Nikola Tesla. In fact, some of the stuff they didn't have words for, so like remote control, he invented that. Anyway, back to the episode. Never mind that, though that is the episode. It's really important, I think, that the 13th Doctor felt in control of that situation, and she was. And notice that they put Ryan, Graham and Yaz in historical clothes for that episode to work, and it did. Because normally you have issues over, oh my goodness, is it going to work? Are we going to end up in a situation where the Doctor's going to get burned as a witch because she's a woman and in charge? We didn't have that because she was called the Doctor. That was her title. So both Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison seemed to accept that purely because she was actually explaining stuff as it was happening. It was really good that that orb got repurposed and became a transmitter of information on Earth rather than transmitting information from that ancient race, who actually I really want to know more information about. I enjoyed the episode. It had a good flow. I like the fact that we actually had to escape the aliens by going on a night train to get to New York. I like the fact that we did see the Statue of Liberty. We couldn't see some of the other landmarks because they weren't there yet. So this is like the Gilded Age of New York. This is how the modern world comes to be, particularly in America. I found that really quite fascinating. It was an interesting episode. It was engaging, got a little bit technical and geeky, but then again the 13th Doctor has brought back what I call jargon, technical jargon, that Star Trek is famous for, and we actually have that in science fiction because there has been a movement within science fiction to speed up the action, which means that the wonderful scientific jargon actually gets taken out. And I mean, we had zinc and we had nitrates, we had conversations about chemistry. We had the idea, oh yeah, I made the sonic screwdriver out of spoons. Oh, and someone was like, ooh, very nice. I like the fact that that's been brought back because science fiction isn't science fiction without the technical babble. You have to have some technical babble, otherwise how on earth are you going to explain how the airlock works? Or whatever is the new idea, or the portals, or this, that, the other works. You cannot have science fiction without technical jargon. It's just not possible. I mean, yes, we are all aware of what beaming up is, and portals, and Wi-Fi systems, and radios, but that's not enough. Sometimes you actually have to explain it, particularly if you're going to use chemicals, like they did in this episode, which I thought was really good because it combined chemistry and it worked for the context of the episode. It contained those aliens. It was really interesting to see how you had an alien race that just scavenged off others, that took stuff and just used it and didn't actually add anything creative to or think for themselves. And that also could be a metaphor for humanity. It's in general, rather you have these great people that invent and think these great things, and then everybody else sort of on the bandwagon collects, and that's interesting in itself. I really enjoyed the episode. out of 5, I'm going to give it 4. It was good, it was focused, you had that really nice, I like the fact that they did bring Thomas Edison into it, and it didn't overshadow Nikola Tesla at all. I felt that Tesla was given quite a lot of attention, but also they recognised that Thomas Edison was competing with him at the same time. And I like the fact that Graham turned around and said, "Oi, AC/DC, can we just stop squabbling for a moment and actually focus on this?" And I think that that is really interesting, that interaction between them, even if the whole saving the world thing was a bit simplistic, but it worked. And it was interesting how we didn't have to have, yes, it's transcendentally dimensional, get over it with the TARDIS, how Tesla just got it, pocket universe inside pocket thing. Yeah, my half a technical jargon failure. Anyway, I thought it was good, it was direct, it was clean, and to be absolutely honest, we need more informative television about historical figures. There isn't actually enough on any TV show. It's sort of, we're not respecting history enough. Sort of like, we've got Wi-Fi now, but we don't know what came before it. So it's sort of like, if we ever lost the technical capacity we currently have, we wouldn't be able to cope by going back down. So it would be like, oh, we've got Wi-Fi and wireless broadband. Why do I need a router? Why do I need dial-up? We wouldn't go back down. But what happens if we suddenly lose our wireless capacity? You then have to use the router and plug in the cable that is going to connect your computer or tablet to the internet router. There's no way around it. And yes, we might not have dial-up that takes bing, 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 half an hour to log on, you know, just so you can tap up your history homework or whatever. But if we lose our understanding and appreciation for that within such a short space of time, then goodness knows what we're going to do when the electricity doesn't work and we have to get out the candles and we have to tell people, warning, fire is hot, and do not hold the candle in the middle because candles melt. You know, I can see that being a disaster. Or getting out gas lamps and telling people, do not sniff the gas. Or do not inhale oil. You have to have an appreciation of what has gone before to understand the now. If we're too busy living in the now and not understanding where Wi-Fi came from, which was an idea thought up by Nikola Tesla, then we as a species are going to fail spectacularly, because we'll have all these human beings using all this stuff, and then when it breaks down, they'll just be like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. I'll have some sort of mental breakdown because it's no longer working. And it's like, right, power cuts happened, what do? We get out the matches, we get out the candles, we use them. Obviously, if you are under 13, you have to use them with adult supervision. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but it could. What happens if the Wi-Fi breaks? Then what are we going to do? We're going to have to get out pens and paper and books and use them for our information. That's the only way to do it. If the TV breaks, we can't watch telly, oh dear, we'll have to use the radio, which is basically just the spoken word. It's just sound waves, no pictures. You know, we have to go back a step for a little bit until our new system is back online. But I think that's important. Overall, I really enjoyed the episode. I did feel that the Doctor's companions like Ryan, Graham and Yaz aren't getting used as much as characters. They're great for supporting the current crop of whatever episode characters we have within that episode, and do that really well. I like the fact that you've had Nikola Tesla's assistant given time to explain, actually, I was hoping for normal, but I didn't get that. I got something extraordinary, and the assistants could all understand that with their mirrored relationship with the Doctor and their assistants, Doctor and her assistants, and Nikola Tesla and his assistant, and I thought that was really quite good. Overall, 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. I thought it did justice to both Thomas Edison, but more importantly to Nikola Tesla, who the episode is named after. You know, I thought that it was really, really good, and that episode was actually written by a woman. So we had a female doctor, a female script writer, all contributing to this great art. Yes, I know it's about 2 male inventors. There is a shortage of female scientists. I mean, I kind of want to do a Marie Curie episode, but then again, she dies of radiation poisoning. And I think it's important that the doctor said at the end, no, Nikola Tesla is still going to end up, you know, dying in poverty, but his ideas are the future. They are what is going to change the world. But him dying in poverty is no different than Vincent van Gogh killing himself. And yes, we had the 11th Doctor's episode where we celebrated Vincent van Gogh, and that was important as well. And I think it's really important within Doctor Who, where you have got the opportunity, oh, we could change history, that the Doctor's like, no, these are fixed points in time. They have to happen then, because if they don't happen then, the moment is gone and human society either regresses or doesn't advance as it should do. I think that's really important with historical episodes, that you actually have the Doctor saying, no, this is what's going to happen. We are here to celebrate this person and their achievements and to encourage them, but we have to realise we cannot take historical figures out of their history and time period forever. We have to put them back and allow them to live their lives, and their lives may or may not be perfect, and the situations that they come across may or may not be perfect. It was like Ada Lovelace earlier on in the series. She wasn't Ada Lovelace when we met her, but that's where the modern computer comes from. I really like this series of Doctor Who. It's honouring people and scientific ideas, which is really good, because instead of following along the Doctor, we're actually learning about people from Earth who have shaped our world, who gave us the ideas for computer code, who gave us the idea for Wi-Fi, who gave us the idea for the electric light bulb. And that is really important, that we as a species have an understanding of kings and queens history, but also scientific history. If we don't have the knowledge of scientific history and technological history, then we're going to be up the creek without a paddle very soon. But, you know, climate change, we have to think things differently. We might have to go back to using something that is slower, but more green. Who knows? Anyway, please like, comment and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this episode, because I really did. I felt that it did justice to these 2 characters of history, and I felt that it actually was quite fun to just have an alien, a hive alien, randomly in, that was scavenging bits off other species. I'm really excited for episode 5 and to see what's going on with the Jadoon, because they're a species that we haven't actually seen that much of since the 10th Doctor went to the Shadow Proclamation, because they just seem to be servants of the Shadow Proclamation. So what has gone wrong with the Jadoon? That is going to be so cool to find out. Hope you've enjoyed this episode of my Doctor Who series, season 12, season 12, series 12, same thing, similar difference. Please like, comment and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts about what you thought about this episode in the comments below, and thank you for your support. Bye now.